If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more of this world, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. My Minecraft world as it exists on YouTube is only partially documented. I had a full base, several farms, and multiple underway projects by the time it made it up. The early history is unrecorded since I wasn't originally playing this world to make videos on. But even still, it's more documented than most people's worlds. I have the annoying habit of posting my friends' useless updates to my games, and this means that I do have relatively solid documentation of the history of my Minecraft world. I also was having computer troubles and saved a backup of my world to the cloud, so I've got a snapshot of what my world was like just before 1.17 dropped, and in this video we're going to be checking all that out together. The world we know today as Gamertime was created on March 26, 2021. It was originally a hardcore world, but we'll get on to why I'm not in hardcore mode in the videos. At the time, I was cycling through hardcore worlds and dying early, but one world finally stuck, this one. The first image I have of my world is this screenshot of me finding my desert temple Notch Apple. The next screenshot comes from 4 days later on my birthday, March 30th, and just shows me finding a cool structure overlap, a monument and an ocean ruin. I nearly lost the world taking that picture, but I did escape with my life. The next image from the next day is another close call with death, this time in the Nether, and my chat log at the time explains what's going on. I almost just lost another hardcore world. I survived though. There were 2 guests, and I panic clicked a pigman. On April Fool's Day, I posted the first picture of my cat Nidhugger, captioned anti-creepering system, with Velox the horse in the background. This makes Nidhugger and Velox the oldest pets on my world by far. If you look closely, my hearts are no longer in hardcore mode. Yeah, I unfortunately died only a few days in, but rather than delete the world, or reanimate myself in cheating, I just set myself to regular survival and kept on, because I think that keeps the spirit of hardcore mode. I get to see how far I make it in hardcore mode, and I get to keep my world afterwards. Maybe y'all think that's cheating, but at least I didn't say I'm still in hardcore mode. On April 2nd, I sent this image out, which is the first image of my base in recognizable form. It's definitely an early form, but it is clearly well underway to becoming the base we know. The cow farm, most of my house, though not the decorative roofs, and the nether portal are all exactly where they are still today. However, I also had a set of campfires and a sweetberry farm that I held on to way longer than I should have, but eventually I got rid of to reopen the shortest path to my nether portal. That same day I had my first enderman visit my house, and it looks like he was trying to get up the stairs but couldn't fit his tall self up there. The next day I sent this image, where the roof has been finished on the house, but otherwise the base is exactly as it was. I also sent this image showing how degraded the village that once was already was, even by this early point. That same day, I also had another misadventure in the Nether. As my chat logs say, just had a certified Nether disaster moment. My fortress is 1,000 blocks away from my portal, accessible only by Strider, and I died to a blaze. So I had to get another Strider and write it back, and now I'm trying to get my things back, except the fire from the blazes is burning it all. Ah! I died a 3rd time and lost everything. The Ender Dragon was defeated sometime between April 3rd and 8th, when this screenshot of my first Wasted Diamonds Diamond Hoe, which I'd just gotten to God enchant levels, was posted. I chatted about the dragon fight and the fact I wasn't in hardcore mode. Good thing too, I apparently am terrible at the dragon fight. I died so many times. I need to practice. The next day I got my first netherite ingot. I found it in a bastion, and I also found the ice spikes biome by accident. On April 11th, I posted this overview screenshot of my base at the time. There's no message to go along with it, so I don't know what was new, but compared to the old screenshot, the iron farm and the statue of my face are both there, and also my old wheat farm. Yes, my old wheat farm in the desert is actually larger than the current one in my front yard, but I don't need the bigger one because my hoe has Fortune 3 on it, so I'm happy with my cute little farm. I also took this picture of me flying away from my own face on Elytra. I think the statue must have been what I was excited about then. On April 12th, construction of my creeper farm started, and the next day, another view of my base. This one's from even further out, so you can see the chorus plant farm I used to have out in the desert. I got rid of both of the farms once I made it up in my mind to build a town in the desert. The villager hall gets no mention or screenshots made of it yet, but I believe that it's that little hole just outside of the torched area. On April 20th, I found the Mushroom Island. As I mentioned in the original World Tour video, I used Amidst and was looking for it specifically for a project, so no sooner had I discovered it than I started terraforming it for the Haunted Mansion. On April 23rd, I sent the messages, "Just fell in the void, rip all my items. I used this as an excuse to finish my villager haul. On April 26th, I spilled a water bucket and knocked down all the levers in my villager hall, which caused this, and I went in and changed the mechanism to make sure they stay up in the event of lever breaking. At this point, the message log goes dark for nearly 2 months, during which time I mostly was just working on the Mushroom Island. So, this is a backup version of my world from May. So, from May 10th, this is my world. My house looks very familiar to me. Like, this is basically what my house looked like, you know, before I moved all this down to the basement. And these are my old chests that I'm still more familiar with. This is all still mycelium, so this used to be, obviously all this went to the Mushroom Island biodome, and now this is an ice chest, mostly. This is my I actually had a shield back then, so obviously, once I got Sir Axolotl, I started carrying that in my offhand most of the time, but back when I made this version of the world, I actually still had a shield, and it was all decorated and everything. That's crazy. The basement wasn't started yet, so I think that must have been, for the 1.17, I think that must have been when I started digging out the basement, but obviously there's no pool, because the pool was added in 1.17 for the axolotls, so there's also no door out this way, so the only entrance and exit from this house is actually this way. So going out here we have Needhugger. I haven't gotten like Needhugger's clones or anything, we just got the original, the oldest pet in my world right here. No, we do have one clone. Hello there, Needhugger clone. Have Deadman and Velox. They've both been here since the beginning, so by this point I had gotten rid of the sweet berries and put in the cocoa farm, which I've since also taken down. So it looks like we'd already moved to this farm also, so no more desert farm. This is all very interesting. This is like my world. This is just so weird seeing like an old version of my world. Yeah, obviously I am alone up there on the mountain, which is not the case anymore. Oh, interesting. Yeah, my sword used to have fire aspect. I had forgotten about that. So it looks like sword. So this sword is an old one that I don't have anymore. It looks like my axe is one that I don't have anymore. I love this name way better than the one that I made. I have like a thing where I don't like to reuse names. Yeah, Flintinator, Desert Displacer. These are all my old tool names, and these make me nostalgic. I lost all these in Wither Battle, which I deleted the chunks that wither is in. So I just gave myself the wither skulls back. So I don't know if that's cheating. I don't think it's cheating, because it's like I didn't actually get to defeat the wither, so I feel in the clear. Anyway, yeah, my little Easter egg message is still there. That's nice. It is old. I don't think I have a dog, so I don't think error name unknown was a thing yet. So my only pets at the time were Needhugger and Velox. Obviously no Axolotl, because this is 1.16. No Mushroom Island biodome. I hadn't even started that project yet, so this whole area is just nothing. Similar, and obviously no furnace array. I hadn't finished the back of this building yet, so it still looks ugly. Let's see how far the Mushroom Island had gotten by this point, because, you know, that was mostly what I was doing in those couple of months, was just, you know, very sporadically doing the Mushroom Island. And I finally finished it once I put it on YouTube, but yeah, looks about maybe a bit more mushroomy than it was by the time I uploaded it to YouTube, but it looks roughly the same. I mean, it's really interesting to see, like, a lot of stuff has changed since 1.17, but it's mostly been new things. I've mostly just left all the old things. So, like, my base has stayed basically exactly the same. You the desert hasn't been touched since I moved the farms on it. I haven't gotten on with building the village. That there used to be my strider. This guy, he carried me to the God, how do you call it? He carried me to the Nether Fortress and back, and I love him, but unfortunately I let him free because I have Elytra. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that was a bad idea, but, I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about the history. Well, that's been interesting, so that's a look at this version of the world. June 8th marked the release of Minecraft 1.17 and the addition of the beloved Axolotl. On June 11th, I posted this picture of me in the river near my house with a white axolotl, who I must assume is the original Sir Axolot. From then on, my axolotl obsession was in full swing. I completed the Axolotl Waterfall on June 20th, and that same day sent this screenshot of my first 4 axolotls in the pool. Before the pool, they were just living in the river, and that got annoying because fish kept spawning and they kept killing them. On July 8th, I began work on my Mushroom Island biodome and found my second god apple. The biodome was in the state seen in the World Tour by the 16th. I don't know exactly when the Axolotl pond was built, but the first screenshot I have of it is from July 17th, when I accidentally triggered a raid outside of my base. I won, and the villagers were fine, don't worry. At this point, the world had reached where it was by the time I made my YouTube video. The last screenshots I took before the YouTube video went up were this funny little screenshot where Needhugger looks very concerned at me about Sir Axolot getting up in his face, and this image is the last screenshot ever taken of my world before the video went up. Just a cute little the gangs all here image with me and my pets. 2 or 3 of which, of course, have died since. So yeah, that was the pre-YouTube history of my Minecraft world. I actually didn't know going in that I would have this many screenshots. I've sent apologies to all my friends for spamming them with Minecraft updates, and I promised I won't do it again. Anyway, thanks for watching.